How to run Android games and apps on your Windows PC using BlueStacks Android emulator. You can get the BlueStacks emulator directly from their official website, bluestacks.com, and once you're there, select Download BlueStacks. Once the file is downloaded, open it and make sure that you have accepted the software license and then select Install Now. Depending on your internet connection, it can take a while for the download process to get finished. Once the installation is finished, it will auto start BlueStack on your computer and it takes a while for it to load. Note that the emulator takes a lot of storage space. For me, it took about 2 GB just for the emulator. To install apps from the Google Play Store, you'll need to sign in with a Google account and you'll need to enter your login as well as password information. Once you're done with it, click on Next. Before we start installing apps from the Google Play Store, we can do some optimizations for our app to run better. So you'll need to select Settings, which is an icon on the bottom right. And once you select it, you'll have a dialog box. The settings you select here will depend on what kind of computer you have. If you have a slow computer, then you can go with a lower resolution. However, if you have a really fast computer, then go with a higher resolution. So let's say if you have a really slow computer, go with 960 by 540. But if you have a faster machine, then maybe it's better to go with 1080p resolution. It is important that once you make your changes, select Save and restart the machine for the changes to take place. Once the emulator has successfully restarted, you'll need to go back in Settings and this time select Engine. Before you make any changes in Engine, what you should do is scroll down and enable Display FPS during gameplay. Depending on what game you're playing, sometimes FPS would be higher when you are on DirectX, and sometimes the performance can be higher on OpenGL. So select accordingly and see which one works out well for you. For most users, OpenGL comes out better than DirectX. So if you do not want to do any kind of comparisons or benchmark, what you should do is just select OpenGL, and once you have selected it, go and save those settings. If you want to change your language, just go under Preferences and then select whichever language you want to go with. Now that we are done with setting up BlueStack, let's try to install an app using Google Play Store on BlueStack. First, we'll open Play Store and then let's try to install the YouTube app. So we select YouTube and then select Install, like how we do it on mobile device. And once the app is installed, we can actually open it successfully. Here is a quick demonstration that videos play successfully on YouTube using the BlueStack emulator, and it's pretty smooth. I can go back and forth, and if I want, I can also change the video quality. So let's go in Settings and then select 1080p, which will give us a better video quality output. Right now I'm in landscape mode, but if I want to change the orientation of my display, I can go under More and then select Rotate. Once I select it, it will change the orientation, and if I want to go back, I can again go into More and then select Rotate again. You can browse using the emulator as well. So we have the Chrome browser already installed, and if I want, I can also install external APKs. So let's try out this APK. We're gonna download it and then let's open it and install. Now let's try to open it, and there we go. The app works perfectly fine and it has been installed from an external source. You might run into issues running certain apps on the emulator. For example, if I try to run the Netflix app, I get an error, and that might be because I have installed it incorrectly or the app is being blocked by Netflix. Usually on mobile devices, the option to go back are located on the bottom. However, BlueStack has a separate panel where you can actually find those options. Most of the time, you'll end up using the back option, which is located on the bottom right. So let's say if I open Play Store, I can select and go back. You can install games like PubG as well from the Google Play Store. Just select install and it will get downloaded. To run the game, just select open, and when you do that, you'll see the controls on the screen, which you can actually remove by selecting control from the panel on the right and then tapping on X. Since this is an emulator, you will get a notification that emulator was detected, and just click on OK and you will be able to play your game. You can also run multiple instances of BlueStack by selecting Control, Shift, and 8 on your keyboard. If you select New Instance, you'll get two options if you want Fresh Instance or Clone Instance. To set up apps like WhatsApp on your BlueStack, send a message to your real phone number and use that code in your emulator to get it running. I hope you find this tutorial very useful. If you have any questions, do let me know through comments. Thank you. Goodbye.